Everyone, I'd like to call this public hearing to order. The purpose of this hearing is to receive public input on local law number 3-2025, titled A Local Law Authorizing the Abolishment of the Animal Control Officer in favor of a Dog Control Officer. I'd like to remind everyone that comments during this hearing should pertain specifically to this local law and its contents. If you have any questions or concerns about other matters, please reserve those for the privilege of the floor portion of tonight's Common Council meeting. With that, if you wish to speak, please approach the podium, state your name and address for the record, and keep your remarks concise and relevant to the subject at hand. We'll now open the floor for public comment.
How did it happen?
This isn't the privilege of the floor, correct?
No, this is a public hearing pertaining to the local law. The privilege of the floor will happen a little bit later.
Thank you.
Okay, seeing no public comment at this time, I will now close this public hearing on local law number 3 of 2025. Clerk Dobek, please record that the public hearing has been completed. I'll now adjourn the hearing and we'll move forward with tonight's Common Council meeting. Okay, we'll go ahead and call this Common Council meeting of the City of Dunkirk to order on this 21st day of October 2025 at 5:32 p.m. Clerk, please conduct a roll call.
Councilmember Liskowiak. Here. Councilmember Zatorsky. Here. Councilmember Stowe. Councilmember Nichols.
Here.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Here. Thank you, Clerk. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you all for joining us tonight. Before we proceed with the agenda, I'd just like to acknowledge that Treasurer Wood's absence this evening is excused. Next, we have the certification of prior meetings.
This is to certify that an official copy of the minutes of the Common Council meeting of Tuesday, October 7th, 2025 was presented to the Mayor on Thursday, October 9th, 2025. Pursuant to Section 3.03 of the Dunkirk City Charter, all items presented to the Mayor are now in full force and effect. I have witness whereof I have here to set my hand and seal of the City of Dunkirk, New York, this 21st day of October, 2025.
Is there a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented? Moved by Councilmember Stoyl, seconded by Councilmember Nichols. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Liskowiak. Aye. Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl. Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the minutes are approved as presented. We now move to privilege of the floor.
The privilege of the floor shall be extended to any person appearing for themselves, in which case each individual appearing shall be limited to 3 minutes, and to any person representing any group who shall be limited to a maximum time of 5 minutes. The privilege of the floor is reserved for members of the public to speak on any subject pertinent to the affairs of city government. The city clerk shall have the duty of maintaining such time limits. The chair may determine in their discretion whether individuals are speaking for themselves or representing groups. The chair shall maintain good order and may require any speaker to cease speaking if remarks are made in bad taste or are slanderous or not germane. The time limit specified shall be adhered to, except that the chair may allow any person speaking to complete a statement or a thought started before such time expires, and a longer time may be allowed by the chair with the approval of the majority of the council.
Privilege of the floor is now open. If any members of the public who wish to speak, please step forward, state your name and address, and address the council.
My name is Reva Byzinski, 616 Brigham Road, Dunkirk, New York. And I'll try to talk fast. I have concerns about the city budget. Our property, they want to raise the property taxes 2% on top of the 84% we've already had. They want to eliminate the treasurer salary, that would be $41,000, but the mayor is asking for a salary raise of 37%. I'm not saying it's for herself, but in that budget. Our school taxes have risen, but our STAR program has been reduced for the last few years. Our Social Security may get 2% raise, but my over-the-counter benefit has been reduced by $240. Car insurance is raising. Health insurance plans are being eliminated, and people are struggling to find new health insurance for themselves. I've always been a staunch union member and supporter, but when companies are in trouble, unions and others sometimes have to make concessions. Maybe the department heads can make some concessions. Also, I am really concerned about the toxic environment in city government. I don't work at City Hall, but don't we have to work together? We have enough toxicity from the federal government at this time. And also, when people are in office or on the council, and you're subject to criticism, you shouldn't take it personally. It's not a personal attack on people. It comes with the job. Thank you for your time. Oh, and I also want to thank the city building inspector for the property on the corner of Brigham and 6th for trying to get that place cleaned up with the unregistered motor vehicles, with the trash in the yard, the fences falling down. And I want to thank whoever the building inspector is for going there a couple times. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Byzinski.
Good evening, everyone. Bob Bankowski, 407 Lakeshore Drive East, Dunkirk. County legislator representing District Number 2 of the city of Dunkirk. Just have a couple things to touch on, nothing in any specific order. When the budget was released in the paper the other day, some things kind of stuck out to me at the time. The mayor's salary, which is $54,500 at this time, asking for a $20,000 raise. I think that's a little excess at this point in time with the financial straits that the city is in, but I do agree that the mayor position is underfunded. There was a good article in the paper by the editor of the Observer over the weekend. I think a modest increase of $6,000 would be suffice at this point in time due to the city's financial situation. But when the mayor is making $5,000 more than the city janitor, and she's the chief executive officer for the city who oversees a $26 million budget. I think something is worthy of somewhat of an increase. A couple of the other things regarding the budget, the treasurer's position has been eliminated from the budget. We don't know at this point in time if that, because it's up for a referendum vote, if the public is going to agree to eliminate that position or not. So by eliminating that salary out of the budget at this point in time is probably not the right thing to do. And there was a couple other lines in there. The demolition line was zeroed out. There was $75,000 in that line. I mean, that addressed the blight in the city. It probably equates to probably about 3 houses that get torn down every year. That would just continue to add to the number that needs to be torn down on a yearly basis. So eliminating that $75,000, I think we need to look elsewhere. The senior center, there was $7,500 in that line, and that was zeroed out. I think with the seniors, for the few programs that they do have, taking that little bit of a stipend out that they receive for their programming, I don't think that should be eliminated. And also, one other one that caught my eye was the beach personnel, which was $36,000, was zeroed out. We only have one beach in the city that we man with lifeguards. I'm assuming that's the salary that they get for being lifeguards. You know, we're going to put up signs all over the place that say swim at your own risk at all of them. I mean, right now we have Point Gratiot is unmanned, Main Street Beach, which is technically not a beach, but so many people use that. And now the Wright Park Beach, with all the stuff that goes on down there with the splash pad and everything like that, it's going to be unmanned. I think that's it's going to be unsafe. And the last thing I want to touch on was the elimination of the insurance buyout incentive for some of the people in the city. I did do some research on that, and the numbers may not be exact, but as of right now, a family plan for the city is about $26,000. If you take the buyout, it's about $13,000. Jamestown Community College, the buyout for a family plan is $7,500, and a single is $3,000. SUNY Fredonia, the family buyout plan is $3,000 and a single is $1,000. Chautauqua County, a single plan is $3,500 and a family plan is $6,500. I work for the Department of Corrections. There was no buyout. If my wife and I both worked there, you didn't get a buyout. Either you take the insurance or you don't. Same with the Dunkirk School District. There is no buyout offered in there either. So even if we stayed at the same of the $13,000 that we give for a buyout, we're giving the fiscal affairs officer a $15,000 raise. The city clerk, a $15,000 raise. The law department, who was zeroed out last year, there's $60,000 in that line this year. So this is more than the equivalent to a fraction of the buyout. So I think there's some examples of what we should be doing, and the loans or the raises are not adequate to saving the city any money. I was here several months ago when we talked about the state loan that the city received, and I said that was a bad deal at the time, and it still is a bad deal. This insurance elimination is another bad deal for the city. So please, when you guys do your budget review, please take your time, review what's in the budget, and make some educated decisions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bankowski. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak?
Evening, everybody. Andy Wallison, 217 Franklin Avenue, Dunkirk, New York. A couple things I just wanted to speak on tonight. Number one, I don't know where the tree project is that was talked about in the newspaper about accepting more trees and planting them around the city of Dunkirk. However, I'd like to strongly encourage the two parks on Franklin Avenue between Courtney and Doty to be looked at. When I was growing up, they were gorgeous parks. The trees almost created a tunnel going up Franklin Avenue. The second park, closest to Doty Street, literally has only 2 trees in the whole park now. It looks horrible, it's derelict, it's unsightly. So whoever's in charge of the tree program, please take a look at those 2 trees. Matter of fact, 2 trees just got cut down last week in the one park closest to Courtney Street. So please take a look at the 2 parks on Franklin Avenue and consider those for more trees. Second thing I'd like to talk about is the raise for elected officials. Being a 13-year elected official in the city of Dunkirk, 9 full-time and 4 part-time, I can speak to this personally as I have literally gone through this myself. The quote in the newspaper article the other day by Assessor Munson was dead on. It is correct that according to her understanding of the state law, the mayor needs a common council resolution to raise her own salary and the salary of other elected officials. The resolution would have to allow for a public referendum on the raise, means it has to go up for public vote, and the salary hike would not take effect until the next mayoral term, the year that they are being elected. And the reason that exists like that is because whether that person gets elected to office, if the raise passes, the public referendum, the year that that person is elected to office, if they lose, then their replacement gets their raise. They don't get the raise. So that law was put into effect years ago. I have personally gone through that. There are proper procedures that have to be followed in order for that to happen. The elected officials may not even end up with the raise that they were on the ballot for. It may be their replacement that ends up with their raise. There are a lot of moving parts in this because people have to think about the mayor making her budget and putting it in the budget. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. She's putting it in the budget to cover for next year before she even knows who's being elected or if it's going to pass council or if the budget's even going to pass council. So she has to put it in the budget in case it passes public referendum, in case it passes council. The council can take it out of the budget, but she doesn't know whether or not it'll pass those things because her budget is due prior to those things happening. So there's a lot of moving parts, there's timelines, and there's sequences to all of this. I just want to make sure everybody is aware of that. As like I said, I personally have gone through that exact same scenario in the years that I was in office here. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wallison.
But don't we have to have it in?
Is there anyone else who wishes to speak this evening? Going once? Twice? Privilege of the floor is now closed. Next, we move to communications from the mayor, including disapproval messages. Mayor Dovias.
Thank you, Council. Just to address the issue of the raise that was put into the budget, that was not actually a raise. I was trying to accurately reflect what an insurance buyout would look like for an elected official. There is a law, a local law on the books from 1992 that entitles every elected official to receive a full insurance premium buyout for a family plan. I was looking to take a portion of that and not the full amount, which totals about $27,000 a year. I have since separated it out, making my salary back down to the $54,500 that it currently sits at, and I've added an additional line under our insurance benefits that shows what that dollar amount would be should I choose to take that insurance buyout. That is all that was. It was trying to be as transparent as possible. For the appointed officials that I appoint to my cabinet, I have asked them and required them all to sign an employment agreement with me that effective January 1st, 2026, they will no longer be allowed to receive even a 50% insurance buyout. That money that certain individuals have been receiving will effectively be zero. There is also a pay increase for the fiscal affairs officer and for the clerk that is looking at the restructuring that is currently being presented tonight as a local law for the restructuring of the departments, because as Mr. Wallison was kind enough to point out, you have to plan ahead, and We were looking at splitting the salary for the city treasurer into the two departments that would be overseeing that department. If the referendum does not pass, that would obviously go back into the treasurer's line, and we will know that before the budget passes. So I appreciate everybody's concern. I am very aware of everybody's financial struggles. As Ms. Bazinski pointed out, everything has gone up. Electric has gone up, gas has gone up, insurance has gone up. Our own health insurance for the city employees has gone up by 6.8%. And we do have unsustainable amounts that we are paying out to our own employees for taking an insurance buyout. That being said, I just, again, encourage the public to attend the public hearings that the council will hold in discussing, and I'm sure Councilman Weiser will talk a little bit about that when they're planning on scheduling those. Shifting gears, I was pleased to be informed today that the state has announced that in 2026, Route 5 Lakeshore Drive will finally be completely paved, which is very exciting. I know that will definitely be an added improvement to our waterfront and our business district. So that was exciting news to get today. We did also today, and Councilman Weiser was in that meeting as well with me, have our exit interview with our independent auditors. They gave us our final draft, and we are expecting our final 2024 audit by Friday. It has been provided to the Office of the State Comptroller's Office. They have seen the draft and are waiting for the final to come out. I do have a phone call scheduled with the Office of the State Comptroller to discuss the next steps into getting into deficit financing. Police chief asked me to remind everybody that on November 2nd, we go to alternate parking for our winter parking, so daily parking rules. And also, I have been asked to remind everybody that our Halloween event will again be happening in the Stearns Court and in the new conference room downstairs. That will be on the 30th from 4 o'clock to 6 p.m. So we're looking forward to seeing the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Next, we'll address communications from the public and petitions.
Request from Prevention Works inviting the City of Dunkirk to light up municipal buildings, landmarks, public spaces in red as part of Red Ribbon Week from October 23rd to October 31st, 2025.
Any discussion, council? Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments as well as approve? Moved by Councilman Stoyl, seconded by Councilmember Nichols. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Laskoyak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, motion carried.
Prior written notice from Lynette Hoff of 7071 Deer Street regarding a dangerous tree.
Any discussion, council?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, Randy. And have you gone up there and looked at this thing?
No, first I've seen it was right now. But if the light's still good after this meeting, if it doesn't go for 4 hours, I'll head out there and take a look at that tree tonight. I'd like to thank the resident for writing an eloquent letter. This is really, we certainly will respond to that. Chances are our guys have already looked at it and may be on the schedule. So let me get some research done on it, take a look at it myself, kick the tires, and get back to you on that. But we will handle this correctly one way or another.
Yeah, but she says, she's heard it, this has been going on for years. She said that our guys are telling her it's a perfectly healthy tree, and apparently it's not a perfectly healthy tree. It's in their city's right of way.
As I said, it's the first I've heard about this particular tree, and I will go take a look at it this evening, and I appreciate her letter. She describes a lot of things in there that raise red flags with me that it's not a healthy tree. She talks about the bark and things like that, so it's a very well-researched letter. It's very polite, and so I'm happy to take a look at that, but
Yeah, I'm just worried about something coming into the house where the kids are sleeping.
I agree with all that, and it was all pointed out in the letter, and By a couple hours after the meeting, I'll give you a call and tell you what I find.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Anything further, council? Okay, do I have a motion to refer to the Law Department and Department of Public Works? Moved by Councilmember Nichols, seconded by Councilmember Luskoviac. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Luskowiak. Aye. Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, motion carried. We'll now move to reports of standing committees, boards, and commissions. Councilmember Luskoviac.
Yeah, I wish to let all residents know that I know my council peers will and are responsibly studying and scrutinizing the proposed budget, all the while taking into account your questions and concerns and research when necessary. When one reads or hears something, please research, just go a little deeper for actual facts relative to a small city. And it really angers me that anyone would take into consideration an insurance buyout as part of their salary. Mayors in small cities typically earn lower salaries compared to those in larger cities with average annual salaries around 44. And the Olean mayor is making 50. And this varies on the city's budget, the population size, economic conditions, and mayor's experience. That's all.
Thank you. Councilmember Zatorsky.
Huh? Well, when the time comes for that,
I
yeah.
don't know, okay, I just wanted to make sure. Hey Randy?
Sure.
Streetlights, there's a couple on Gratiot Court that have been out for over a year. I mean, I know there's a lot that are out everywhere. Where are we at with getting them fixed?
The parts are back ordered with
Still?
Green Mountain. I'll find out tomorrow exactly when. I'll send you a text.
Do we have the money to do it when the parts are in?
Yeah, the money's not a problem with
Okay.
this particular situation. It's been a matter of,
You have a whole list, right?
we have a whole list. We have some issues. I'd like to thank the city attorney for meeting with us some time ago. We think we might have some actionable procedures on that to try to get some money back. The part, it's a two-prong attack. The parts that are failing are made by Ideal Company that disconnects those orange things up there. It's a reputable company. They've been around for a long time. It's a kind of a new design, but the water's getting in them and corroding them. That's not the case for every single one of these failures, but that's the case probably for the ones that you speak about on Gratiot Court. Once we get those new disconnects in there, we'll get them up quickly.
Is there another place we can source these parts from, or is this the only distributor?
It's the only one that's approved by National Grid to get them up there.
Okay.
They want these particular disconnects, so we'll do it their way, and we're happy to do it.
Okay, keep me posted. Hey Elliot?
Yes.
What are your hours for the city?
Usually it depends on what's needed. So if I have an appointment, we'll come in for that.
So you don't have a set time dedicated to work for the council, the mayor, the administration as they need you?
No, so for example, I met with the police union today for an hour and a half with their attorney.
Okay, and who's tracking that time to make sure that you're putting in an adequate amount of time for your salary?
Usually I track that amount of time.
Okay, because I emailed you 15 days ago and didn't even get sure I'm working on it. Let me call you, let's talk about it, about a meeting we discussed in August.
Okay,
So I'm just wondering,
I apologize. I will get back to you immediately.
yeah, that would be nice. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Stoyl.
I'm not done laughing. Chief, again, congratulations to the guys out on the street, the guys and gals. They're doing a great job on the drugs. They're trying anyway. If they get them up here in the city hall, and then once they're in city hall, they shoot them out. Well, sell your drugs some more till the next time. So we've got to take a look at maybe a future judge. Okay, move on.
Mayor,
Councilmember Nichols.
wonderful news, long time coming with Lakeshore Drive. It was supposed to have been repaved a year after the medians were put in, but it's going to be wonderful to have that, a nice smooth transition from what is the washboard that it is. Just want to make this announcement again. When you're calling City Hall, please listen to the menu. It has changed, and the departments are by pushing a certain number for a certain department. everyone seems to be just hitting one for the clerk's office when they do need another exchange or another department. It doesn't take that long to sit and wait for it. It's very rapid. And once you get down the menu, you'll know them by heart, like I do. This coming Thursday, the 23rd, will be a DPW meeting at 1 o'clock. Also, you can view our council meetings on YouTube. I don't know if we've made any headway, Natalie, with Spectrum on getting it viewed through 1301, but it is available on YouTube. And I don't know if I should put them on the spot right now, but Chief Barter, do you have a special announcement to make? Do I put you on the spot?
Not at this time.
Okay.
And what are you doing in public safety? Go ahead.
Oh, so may I address that question?
Sure.
The fire pumpers have been delivered, they have been paid for. That is going to drastically impact our cash flow. So we are holding off to make the official announcement, although I guess I just did. But we are working through other areas on this. So we will be making an official announcement when we are prepared.
Mayor, I was just very excited because I was going into Buffalo for some testing for my upcoming surgery, and I saw them coming in on the thruway.
Very exciting, very big chunk of change.
Yes.
Clearly, we're great to have them. It's a public safety thing, and I don't mean to interrupt this. I just don't want anybody to imply anything. They have been delivered, they have been paid for, and they will probably cash strap us through the end of the year.
Thank you, Mayor. Randy, is there any heads up when they're going to start picking up the leaves? I know we're late in everything turning, and the weather's not been too cooperative, and I know that in years past you've waited till more have come down, but there are areas in the city that have been and had been neglected on getting any leaves picked up because we have an early snowfall.
Yeah, there's probably only about 30% of the leaves down right now. We're expecting some rain that'll change things quite a bit. I'd like to thank our excellent street sweeper operators who are keeping a pretty good eye on the gutters and things like that for the leaves that have fallen so far. So there's been a very systematic approach to keep the gutters clean. And the two sweepers that we have, especially the vacuum sweeper, has been doing an excellent job of really hugging the curb and keeping those receivers clean. If you got a receiver in front of your house that's got leaves on it, please remove those, put them between the sidewalk and the curb so the water can get down. But other than shaking the trees and waiting for them to come down, we're doing them when they can.
And it was quite windy today, so we did lose a lot.
I'm looking out the window right now and I see trees that are 75% full of leaves, so it depends on exactly where you are.
And once again, please don't rake them into the street. And if you can bag them, and if it's at all possible, please put them in clear bags so that our guys can tell what is leaves and what is trash. That's all I have, Nick.
Thank you. Just prior to today's meeting, the city received a check from Brian Meyer on behalf of the flea market to go to Dunkirk festivals. So I just want to say we appreciate that, and we appreciate your continued presence in the community. Thank you. As Councilmember Luskowiak mentioned, Council's received a copy of the Mayor's proposed 2026 budget. Consistent with our practice, we will be taking a careful and comprehensive approach to reviewing it. Over the coming weeks, Council will examine every line of every department and fund to ensure that our decisions are fiscally responsible, transparent, and in the best long-term interest of the city's residents. I want to thank our department heads and staff for the work they've done to stay within the parameters of the 2025 budget. The diligence we applied last year is showing positive results, and that same discipline will guide our process again this year. As everyone knows, the city's fiscal position remains difficult, and there's no quick fix. We anticipate another austere budget cycle, but one grounded in realism and shared responsibility. Council recognizes the needs of our community and will continue doing everything we can to preserve essential services and programs that matter most to residents while meeting our debt service obligations and steadily working to reduce the city's deficit. With that, our next Finance Committee meeting will be held this Thursday, October 23rd at 9 a.m. in the Stearns Building first floor conference room, and it will be followed immediately by the council's first 2026 budget review, which will include representatives from the Department of Public Works. We now move on to unfinished business. Clerk, please introduce local law number 3-2025.
Introduction to Local Law 3-2025, a local law authorizing the abolishment of the animal control officer in favor of a dog control officer.
Public hearing on this local law was held immediately prior to tonight's meeting, and all interested parties have had an opportunity to speak. Is there any discussion from the council before we proceed to a vote? Okay, seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Liskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl. Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, local law number 3 of 2025 is hereby adopted. We will now address the pre-filed resolutions. Clerk, please introduce resolution number 53-2025.
Resolution 53-2025, resolution authorizing renewal agreement with the New York State Unified Court System, City Court Security Services Contract, April 1st, 2025 to March 31st, 2026.
Is there any discussion, council?
Just briefly, who wrote this resolution? Do you know, I mean, because I didn't sponsor it, and it says sponsored by the entire council once again, and this is the first I saw it when it arrived in my packet.
It was just copy and pasted from last year.
Okay, so there's no sponsors technically, because none of us saw it prior to it being put into the packet?
Feel free to reject the resolution.
It's not a matter of rejecting, I would just like things done the right way. Like, it's almost 2 years I've been sitting here, and things are still not being done the right way. That's all I'm saying.
Is there any further discussion, council? Are we okay to take a vote on this? Okay.
Yeah.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Liskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the resolution is hereby adopted.
Resolution 54-2025, resolution establishing 2025 Halloween trick-or-treat hours.
Any discussion, council? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll for the vote.
Councilmember Liskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Resolution 55-2025, resolution authorizing change for 1st November 2025 Common Council meeting due to Election Day.
Any discussion, council?
I'll have to miss that one. I'll be on my way to Japan.
Ooh.
Congratulations. Any further discussion, council? All right, hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Liskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Resolution 56-2025, resolution authorizing the City of Dunkirk to accept funding from the Chautauqua County District Attorney's Office to complete its purchase and installation of public safety cameras previously authorized by Resolution Number 75-2021, and authorizing Mayor Kate Doviaz to execute a certain antenna attachment easement agreement between City of Dunkirk and DFT Communications Corporation, which is attached.
Any discussion, council?
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate what the long resolution states, that, the cameras have already been paid for, a couple of years ago, and we have a grant from the county to have them installed, and an agreement for waiver of fees with DFT Communications, so no cost to the taxpayers.
Anything further, council? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Liskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the resolution is adopted. The next item under new business is the introduction of local law number 4 of 2025, titled A Local Law Authorizing the Creation of the Offices of Clerk, Treasurer, and Fiscal Affairs Comptroller. At this time, though, council has not received any draft language or supporting documentation for the proposed local law. As such, we've not had a chance to review or consider its context in any meaningful way. In addition, this local law directly relates to the outcome of the public referendum appearing on the November 4th ballot regarding the abolishment of the elected treasurer position. Given that connection and the lack of finalized language for council's review, it would be premature for us to take any action this evening. Accordingly, council will take no action on this item tonight. Pending the results of the election and receipt of the completed legislation, we will revisit the matter at our next regular meeting scheduled for Thursday, November 6th at 5:30 p.m. Is there any further new business to be discussed this evening? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
No, so
Moved by Councilmember Nichols, seconded by Councilmember Luskoviac. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Luskoviac. Aye. Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at large Weiser.
Aye, meeting is now adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
No.